Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing a tutorial for this look that you see right here using all the items in my project pan. I'm also going to share with you some secrets on how to use up your products a lot faster and just some tips and tricks that I've been learning along the way during this year with my project rolling pan. So grab a drink, grab a snack. I've got my raspberry tea here. And let's play with some makeup and do this look right here. Let's do it. Alright, so I already applied my foundation. I am filming a separate video. I'm actually filming a review on the Hydromaniac foundation from Urban Decay. If that video is up, I'll link it below if you guys want to check that out, but that is what I'm wearing on my skin today. So I'm going to go in with my concealer, which is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I have two shades here. I have Fair Rose and Fair Beige. I like to mix these together. This is in my project pan, which is the ABH Studio Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder in Translucent. And I'm actually going to take this out of my project pan. I have used quite a bit. You can see there's a lot of pan there. There's not a ton of product left, but there is still quite a bit. This broke, so I had to tape it together. So the reason I'm taking this out of my project pan is because the more that I use this product, I realize my skin just doesn't like it anymore. So when I use this to set my concealer, it instantly just ruins my makeup. It looks dry, crepey. So unfortunately, my skin just doesn't like this, and I don't like how it makes my makeup look either. It just does not work with my skin type. So I'm going to be taking this out of my project pan and swapping or rolling in the Colourpop No Filter pressed powder in Fair. If I'm not mistaken, I think that Colourpop discontinued their No Filter collection. I love this powder. It's actually one of my favorite affordable pressed powders I've ever tried. But yeah, I'm gonna use this powder today and show you just different techniques and ways you can use a pressed powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit of concealer. Alright, concealer is on. We blended that out. I did go ahead and apply my eyeshadow primer, good old Milani, as usual. And now we're going to use that pressed powder to set. So a great way to use a pressed powder if you're doing a project pan. Of course, you set your concealer, you can set your foundation. You can definitely go through it in that way, of course. But you can also use it to set your eyeshadow primer. I know that some people are kind of like iffy on that one. Some people say you shouldn't set your eyeshadow primer because you want to apply eyeshadow directly to the primer so that it actually adheres. But I find that when I do that, I get patchiness. So if you are, maybe you're new to makeup, maybe you're a beginner with eyeshadow, just take a light powder. It doesn't have to be a super heavy coverage. This is definitely a very lightweight powder. It's completely, honestly, it's translucent. There's not much color at all or pigment. So I'm taking this brush here, any brush that's kind of, I guess, kind of like a tulip shape like this, very tapered. It's gonna be great for underneath the eyes or for the eyelid. And I'm just tapping. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not doing circular motions. Just gonna tap. Just set that concealer, and then dipping back into the powder, I'm going to set that eyeshadow primer, and this just sort of gives you a nice smooth blending surface. So when you go in with your eyeshadow, you're going to have an easier time blending onto a nice smooth canvas versus something that's really sticky. And if you're trying to do a very blown out smoky eye, I personally always set my eyeshadow primer. I am going to be using quite a few cream products on the face today, but you can also dip into your pressed powder. If you overdo it with your bronzer or powder blush, you can take a bit of powder, blend it into the bronzer, and it will soften that color for you. Same thing with highlighter, blush, etc. You can go back in and buff with a fluffy brush with your pressed powder, and that can kind of soften the look. So that's another way you can use pressed powder. And I'm also going to show you how I like to use this when we do the lips, because you can also use pressed powder on the lip area as well. Soften an eyeshadow color. That's a great way to kind of diffuse any color maybe you over blended, or maybe you took the eyeshadow too high up and you want to tone it down a little bit. You can dip into your powder and just blend along the edges of your eye look. So that's another way you can do it as well. Alright, so I'm going to quickly apply some bronzer. This is the Fenty Cream Bronzer in Butter Biscuit. Alright, so moving on to blush. This product is in my project pan this year. This is the Lip and Cheek tint in the shade Peony from Conrad Beauty. You actually can't get her makeup anymore, but yep, this is how much I have left. I definitely have been using this a lot, and what I love about this type of product is that it is made for the lips and this face. You can use it on your cheeks and your lips, so this is definitely a very easy product to do in your project pan. And of course, I'm going to use this on my cheeks and my lips today, so it's a great way to use up a blush product. Definitely be careful because not everything is lip safe, but this one is. So just with caution, it's up to you. Just make sure you kind of don't double dip where you're going from your mouth to your face or to your eyes. I would just say use a Q-tip or some sort of plastic spatula. I just have a Q-tip on hand, so I'm just gonna dip into here. This is a very emollient, very dewy, glowy, balmy blush. So I like to put this on the back of my hand. Now, if you do have a blush in your project pan, you can also use it as an eyeshadow, but because this is so balmy and moisturizing, I have tried it as an eyeshadow and it looks pretty on the lid, like kind of that like glossy effect, but it creases like crazy. So this is not a eyelid friendly product. I mean, you could definitely do that if you want, but oh my god, look how pretty that is. It really is a pretty blush. We are going to be super dewy today with all of these cream products, but I am here for it. I love it. I love to look dewy and glowy and fresh. I just love that kind of fresh skin look. So moving on to highlighter, this is also in my project pan. This is the Mary Lou-Manizer highlighter from the Balm Cosmetics. So here's about how much I have left. This has definitely been one of the most challenging products. This has been in my project pan for the last 2 years. And it's challenging, I have to say. It's been very, very challenging. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my F19 highlighter brush. I'm just gonna tap a little bit on high points of my cheeks, and I'm tapping because again I have a lot of cream products on today. Cream bronzer, cream blush, and we're already pretty glowy, so I'm not going to go too hardcore with the highlighter today, but just going to add a little bit of this. And I just love this highlighter. I've said it a million times on my channel. It's just the perfect champagne highlighter. It's one of the OGs. I remember everyone raving about this back in the day. And again, I love using this as eyeshadow as well, and I'll try to incorporate that into my eye look today, but we're just going to apply it as a regular highlighter. I'm going to go ahead and quickly spray a little bit of setting spray. This one's from Colourpop. So I'm going to go off camera, quickly do my eyebrows, and then we're going to get into doing an eye look with all of my project pan items. I've got my Subculture palette, which is in my Pan That Palette challenge this year. I also have some other eye products as well. So we're going to try to use as many things as possible. So I'm going to take Edge, this like butter yellow color. If you've never used this eyeshadow palette before, it is discontinued from ABH Cosmetics. A lot of you have said you've seen it at TJ Maxx stores, you know, stores like that. So keep your eye open if it's something that you really want. Now, one thing you can do with eyeshadows is you can also use them as an eyeliner. You can use them as a blush or contour. Unfortunately, these colors are so intense. I've tried using Roxy as a blush. It didn't go so well. It's so, these are just so pigmented because this is a pressed pigment palette. It's not your typical everyday eyeshadow. So I'm just taking this beautiful yellow and putting this in my crease. I'm just gonna really blend that out really well. Taking a smaller brush, this is from BH Cosmetics, it's the domed pencil brush. Taking Edge once again, and I'm gonna apply that to the lower lash line. Next, I'm going to take New Wave. It's a slightly darker, kind of like a yellow brown, has a little bit of an orange tint in there as well. And I'm just going to take this to kind of darken the outer corner of this eye look. Taking that same color New Wave on the E115 brush, I'm going to focus this close and hug the lashes on the bottom here. Going back through with that other brush and just kind of blending the two together. For the eyelid, I'm going to take Edge again on the eyeshadow C brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics. So like I mentioned earlier, you can take your pressed powder, dip your eyeshadow brush in there just a tiny bit, not much, and you can use it to kind of diffuse any eyeshadow. So if you've gone too dark, or you've gone too high up and you feel like, I need to tone this down, it's so easy to do. Like, look how easy that is. And you can see it just kind of helps to blend out the edge. Literally any color eyeshadow, it doesn't matter. So I want to add a little sparkle, so I'm going to take Electric. I'm going to take my Lou-Manizer highlighter and a pencil brush. Another great thing you can do with the highlighter is use it as an eyeshadow, and I've been doing this constantly. So I'm going to use this to highlight my inner corner, and since it's a nice champagne color, it goes with all makeup looks. You can also use it as an eyeshadow all over the lid, which is so pretty. I can't tell you how many times I've used this as an eyeshadow, just a wash of color on the lid. It's so pretty. I'm going to take whatever's left on my brush and just very lightly highlight the brow bone. So the next product I have is the Flower Beauty Glossy Gel Eyeliner in Serpant. I don't have very much left. This is also my project pan. You can take an eyeliner and use it as an eye base, so smudge it all over the lid, blend it out with your finger. I did that method in my 3 Looks 1 palette video, so check that out. I'll link it below if you guys want to check it out. But today I think I'm just going to use it as a pencil in my waterline. I'm going to use that flat pencil again, the E115, and I'm going to dip into a little bit of Fudge. And I just want to kind of add a little bit more depth to the lower lash line, just a tiny bit more. Another product that I've been definitely struggling to use is the e.l.f. and J. Kissa liquid eyeshadow duo in my project pan as well. I'm going to take the green side and put it on the back of my hand because I don't want too much. And then I'm going to tap this on the lid. So you notice I'm doing just very thin layers so that I get the least amount of creasing. I'm going to take that white side. And this is what I've been doing with pretty much all of my eye looks, just taking the applicator and tapping on a little bit of this over top. You can't really do too much with a cream or liquid shadow, but again, use it for the inner corner, the lower lash line. Tap it over top of any eye look that you're doing, and that's another way that I like to use this. So yeah, that's all I'm going to do with the cream or liquid shadow. Another tip I have when you're using an eyeshadow palette is taking the deeper shades. You can take a spatula. You can get this off of Shop Missay's website. It's called their stainless steel mixing palette. It's a 2-piece set for $2.88. I love this. I love this for mixing different mediums and really having fun with makeup, because makeup is fun. Have fun, you guys. Don't be afraid to mix colors and try different techniques. I'm going to take this shade right here, this dark green, and I'm going to scrape a bit of this onto my mixing palette. I know you can take micellar water. I don't have the best results with micellar water, so I'm going to actually use the Urban Decay All Nighter spray. And what you want to do is take an eyeliner brush. Came in a kit I purchased from TJ Maxx. So I'm going to dip into the liquid and then dip into the shadow. And I'm just going to mix it. You're creating your own liquid eyeliner is basically what you're doing. And now, with very careful precision, I'm going to go ahead and use this as a liquid liner. Alright, I think that's it for eyeshadow. So you can see how fun that is. You can take any color eyeshadow and mix it with like a mixing medium or a long wearing setting spray, and it turns it into an eyeliner. So that's another great tip that you can do with your eyeshadow. So I'm gonna curl my lashes, pop on some of this Warrior Princess mascara from Flower Beauty. All right, let's move on to the lips. In my project pan, I do have a lip liner, and then I'm also going to find a way to use more of this lip and cheek tint as well. So my lip liner is the one from ABH Cosmetics in the shade Muse. I do have a lot of this left. I just freshly sharpened this. So of course, that's one way you can use a lip liner, use it as a lip liner. And then what you can do is take your finger and diffuse it if you wanted to. And then another thing you can do is just use it as an all over lip color. So fill in your lips completely. So there you have it. Really easy to use up a lip liner, I feel. Just using it all over consistently, you'll get through a lip liner very fast. So love that. And again, I'm going to take a little bit of that lip and cheek tint because you can use this on the lips. I'm just going to pick a little bit up on a little cotton bud and dab it on the lips, and then take my finger and just kind of blot this on. Another option, you can take that, again, that pressed powder, you could use a brush if you wanted to. So you take a brush and tap it over your lips. This is great if you have a very creamy, shiny lip color and you want to mattify it. This is a great way to do that. It's just an easy way to get, again, more use out of that pressed powder. And I just love it. I've been having a lot of fun kind of playing around with all these different options. No gloss today, just really loving that technique. All right, so here is the completed look. I did go ahead and pop on some lashes. I'm wearing the Balm Cosmetics Big Fan lashes in the style Starstruck. Very soft and more natural. I've been really loving a more natural lash. I definitely have been having fun but also struggling to use up these products. So I hope you found this video helpful in terms of different ways you can use your makeup items, especially if you're doing a project pan and you're setting goals for yourself. It can definitely be a struggle. So you are not alone, 100%. So that's everything, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, like, share, subscribe if you're new. I post every week, usually on Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram. All my links are always down below. I'm Smarter Beauty or Smarter Beauty 09 on social media platforms. If you're new here, I do have a full playlist with my Pan That Palette challenge for this year. And of course, with my project pan, I have been doing an update either once a month or every 2 months. So definitely go check out that playlist. Again, everything will be down below. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye, guys.